Green Lantern got the green light for live action, and Aaron Pierre is our Jon Stewart. This feels like a monkey paw situation, because on one hand, Aaron Pierre is a great actor. You saw him in Rebel Ridge? When he said, "Man, you got me burning through these letters," I said, "Oh, we being black about it." Rebel Ridge showed us that his build and his temperament portraying a military expert made him a great candidate for Jon Stewart. Problem is, one of these things is not like the other. In other words, colorism. The problem is colorism. Because Green Lantern Jon Stewart is a dark-skinned black man. And dark-skinned characters being adapted to TV or movies rarely stay that way. And sometimes, depending on the artist, they don't even stay that way in their own comic book. So it's understandable why some fans might feel disheartened. The superhero you grew up with that looked like you finally comes to live action, but they won't look like you anymore. But at least they're on the big screen, and at least it's a great actor. And there's no doubt that Aaron Pierre acted his ass off and auditioned his ass off for this role. This is about casting in a cycle we've seen continuously. Talking about colorism might seem tedious to some, but it has to be mentioned because we keep seeing it happen. And while I wish we could have had a dark-skinned actor portray Jon Stewart, I'm a die-hard Green Lantern fan. I wasn't joking. So I'm excited to see what Aaron Pierre will bring to the table. Especially with Chris Mundy, who did Ozark, Tom King, who wrote for DC Comics, Damon Lindelof, that did Watchmen. The show Lanterns is about to be True Detective in space. It's gonna hit crazy. So I'm a bit disheartened, but I'm still here for it, and I hope Lanterns flourishes.
Welcome to Light Skin Banter. Yeah, you see that video, yeah? It's very interesting because I've pointed out movie roles that you have literal people who were light skinned in history. This is not even comic book. Comic book is fictional and it's more acceptable if you even adjusted the race or the color or whatever. They can't tolerate a fictional character being who was like presented as dark skinned being live action as a light skinned dude. They can't do that. They can't accept it. But do you know the easy thing they can accept? An actual light-skinned person being represented in a movie by a dark-skinned person. And here's the thing. When they accept it, or when it happens, let's say like the Malcolm X situation with Denzel, and I love Denzel. The funny thing is, they will say we're all black at that point. And yes, we are black factually. But it is a ridiculous concept that you're looking at color for a fictional character when it comes to light-skinned people. And why I will point this out is because of the hypocrisy. You have this agenda of a thing that a light-skinned black person cannot represent black people. And this is what will continue to cause the divide, and this is going to continue to cause light-skinned people to call for their own group, because you're telling them they can't represent you at any capacity, but you can take their own image in factual history and nobody points it out. But here everybody's throwing a fit or everybody's pointing it out. Okay, I can list a bunch of situations. Nat Turner wasn't dark skinned. History didn't describe him as dark skinned. Thurgood Marshall, he wasn't dark skinned. History described him as dark skinned. They represented him as dark skinned in the movies. Who else? Malcolm X, like I pointed out. History didn't describe Malcolm X as dark skinned. They put him as dark skinned in the movies. Nobody batted an eye. Even light-skinned people didn't fight for their own selves. They didn't even say, oh, this person looked like this, so why don't you put him in there? No, nobody cried colorism then. Nobody said, oh, this is not the accurate depiction. But when it comes to a fictional character like Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, everyone is pointing it out, and some people on Twitter are up in arms. See, I'm just here to point out the hypocrisy of this, because I can't stand it. That's why I even created this channel in the first place. I'm not even like against any group of black people. I'm just like, when I just see the hypocrisy when it comes to like, oh, like there's always anger with light-skinned people representing black people. Why? The question has to be answered. If we are the same people, why is it a problem we represent you? And if we're not the same people, let's get it clear. Let's make it clear that we're not. But if we are, then it's okay to represent you. Especially for a fictional character. Fictional, by the way. This is not actual historical figure. And they throwing a hissy fit. Imagine an abstract, the stuff they pulled with Malcolm X, Thurgood Marshall, and the others. Imagine the shit they pulled. Imagine that if we pulled it. That would be wild. That will be effing wild. And by the way, it's white people making these castings. So, and why are you guys complaining? Why? The hypocrisy is wild to me. Like, there's just no need to complain. I've been seeing this like on Twitter, but I just started seeing this on my TikTok too. It's getting much. The guy is a good actor, all right? Alex Pierre is a good actor. Rebel Ridge loved the movie. There is no complaint. He's going to play Jon Stewart pretty damn well. The problem is the color. Man, you guys are not serious. How many times have dark-skinned people played literal light-skinned people in historical context, and nobody complains? Now you want to complain? Get the fuck out of here.